Hello everybody, welcome to the meatlyJam production video. Okay, so they have announced the theme yesterday at 12 o'clock. So as soon as they announced the theme, I actually went off to sleep, and I kind of slept on some ideas, so to speak, and almost had a couple of nightmares actually. I like kept waking up and falling back asleep, so you know, the excitement. So, Unlikely Evil. The developers must create a horror game in which the main antagonist of the game is the character, object, or situation that is usually not associated with being evil. So take that and make a quick game out of it. 72 hours. Okay. Now I do apologize if from time to time you're gonna hear nothing but. I am using a clip-on microphone. It's an Apex A270, I think. Apex A270. It's a clip-on mic. It's a really good. That is not a microphone. Dynamic headset. Yeah. And directly from Long and Quaid, where I bought it. So it is a real not this particular one. So it's a different product. Anyways. Shit, I need that open. So let's get started. I want to only allocate a specific amount of time for this game. So I do want to make sure that I don't spend too much time on one single thing. Okay, so let me go ahead and bring this up. So, elements of game development. Idea, visuals, audio, programming, and I'm assuming like the rest. Visuals as in static and animation. Idea, visual, static, and animated. Programming, audio, and polishing. Okay, so I have got this stuff. Oh, I'm actually gonna put audio and music as two separate positions. So we have, let's see, how much time do we have as of right now? Time duration calculator. Okay. What we want to do is find out how much time we have, and I want to make sure this doesn't take too much time. So today is August 12th, so come on, I saw you. Motherfucker, August 12th, 2016. Their thing, the meatlyJam ends on August 14th. Okay, so son of a bitch. August 14th, 2016, and it ends at 12 p.m. It started at 12 p.m. and let's see, yeah, 0:12. Okay, so that's how that works. Okay, calculate time. 2 days. Result: 2 days, 2 hours, or 2 days, 0 hours. What? That does not look right. That does not look right. You are wasting my fucking time. 12, 14. It started on 11. Okay. Anyways, that sounds about right. It's actually 2 hours and 12 minutes. Oh fuck! What am I doing here? What am I doing? The fucking thing actually has a tablet. 2 days, 15 hours, 10 minutes, 8, and you know, whatever. So 2 days and 15 hours. 2 days 15 hours. Yeah, fucking me sitting there calculating how much time I have. Way to spend the valuable time. 2 days, 15 hours. Okay, so calculator. So 2 days multiplied by 24, 48. I did not need a calculator for that, but fuck it, I might as well. So 48 hours plus 15 hours is what we have at this point. So it started at 12, so I already had 1 night's sleep, so I have 2 more nights of sleep, which means 6 hours. 6 hours of sleep, I think. 12 to 6, 12 to 7. Yes, I'd say 6 hours should be enough. 6 hours, 7 hours. So, minus 14. So we got, no, not, motherfucker. 48 plus 15. So that's 63 hours left, minus 15, or, minus 14 hours. So 7 hours per sleep. It might sound ridiculous, like what I'm doing right now, just wasting my time, but I do kind of want to apply a certain time frame. So 49 hours in total. So that is way less than what they say. Obviously, it's 72 hours if you skip sleep. So I get 49 hours to complete this. Let me actually go ahead and portion that. Let me go ahead and portion this. This is not a really good demonstration of my math skills because I fucking fail at math. And here I am making games. Just goes to show. Yeah, right. Okay, so I want to make sure that I have a timer running in the background. And for an idea, I cannot allow myself more than an hour and a half. So that being said, I'm going to only do this in increments of hours and a half. I really don't need this. So 49 minus 1.5, 47.5. With that being said, visuals and animated and static. Good question. Good fucking question. 6 hours. 6 hours on visuals. Consider we're gonna go for pixelated style because pixelated style is not very. It's not very labor-inducive. But then again, I could go for vector style, which does not imply that it needs to be very detailed. Good questions. Okay, so let's go ahead and say 6 hours and 30 minutes. So that's minus 6.5, 41 hours. Good, okay. Let's say 10 hours in programming, which is probably not even enough. I'd say 15 hours, so minus 15. I've got 26 hours left. That being said, and that does not account for breaks, so there's going to be breaks in between that too. Let me check. Audio. Okay. 3 hours. So minus 3. Music. I don't. Depends on what kind of game. I'd say 4 hours. Minus 4. Polishing. Okay, so this is where polishing comes in. I have to say polishing, I would give myself maybe 3 hours. So minus 3. That being said, I got 16 hours left. Now it's funny. It kind of seems strange, but then again, there's 3 days or a little bit less than 3 days, so it wouldn't be too surprising if I had extra time. So visual statics, this is probably gonna need way more. I'd say plus 3 more hours, so minus 3, 13 hours left. Definitely gonna need more time on programming. And programming is gonna have to be the last stage, so I need to go into programming with all of my assets ready. So I'd say 12 hours, so 27 hours. Yeah, 27 hours, so minus 12. I have 1 more hour left. And that hour is gonna go into polish. Or no, actually, breaks. So if I need to like go, use the bathroom or grab a drink or have a quick meal, that 1 hour for all of the 3 days. That's not good, but that's fine. 1 hour. Okay. So that being said, total. Okay. Now, idea, visuals. I want to put music last because music, in my case, kind of depends on what the visuals are. Breaks are obviously going to be just last. Okay. Audio can be done. Yeah, well, polish has to be last, actually. Audio. Yeah, audio is going to be done because for the most part, I'm going to try to find royalty-free sound effects. Either that, if I cannot record anything, because 3 hours for well, actually 3 hours is not too bad. If I can record everything in my house, shouldn't be too hard of a task. So I don't need this anymore. Okay, visuals and static, animations, programming, 27 hours. Music, I know how to do music. I've been doing music for 9 years, so I'm probably not even gonna need all 4 hours, but still, I'm gonna leave it there. Boy, okay, all right, okay, all right. So let's get this started. If my math is wrong here, it's gonna it's gonna just throw a wrench into everything. So I have until 11:59 of August 14th to complete this game. Now this is great because the very next day after that Sunday is my interview in my new workplace, so that's gonna be great because now I have all these 3 days specifically dedicated for programming this. Okay, let me actually pull up the timer just to make sure that I have that running in the background. And I'm gonna switch this over here. 2 days, 15 hours, 1 minute, 42 seconds left. Goody goody gumdrops. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and go to Google, Google Timer, because I do not trust myself. 0, 30. Oh, whoops. 1 hour, 30 minutes, 0 seconds. Start. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and open up our stuff. WordPad. Good enough. All right. If I'm gonna misspell something, it's fine. That's not the primary concern of this project. Okay. So the theme of this game is unlikely evil, as set up by the competition. So unlikely evil, developers must create a horror game in which the main antagonist of the game is a character, object, or situation that is usually not associated as being evil. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and copy this, close this up. Okay, this is our theme. Now, all right. Let me just. I'm gonna occasionally move my mic just because breathing. All right. So unlikely evil. Take something innocent and make it evil. New perspective. New perspective. How do we make something evil? Circumstance. I hope. Hold on. Oh, I don't have. Yeah, I don't have Word installed here. Goddamn. Actually, hold on. Is Google Docs? Is Google? Yeah, Google Docs has Yeah, no. Google Docs has a spell checker, so I can actually use that. Go to Google Drive. Thank you very much. New file. Or it's not even the Google Drive, it's the Google Chrome that has the spell checker, so that's kind of good. Google Docs. And my file's going to be super secure in there. Kind of, sort of. Copy this over. Any day now. Here we go. Okay. And of course I spell circumstance wrong. Oh well, that's why Google Docs is here. Okay, all right. So, perspective, something, yeah, circumstance. Oh, here I am trying to avoid the curse you, internet. Okay. Take something innocent and make it evil. New perspective, circumstances. So, take something innocent and make it evil. So, take an object, random object, and turn that object into something evil. So, it can be either a character, you know, like Pokemons that are into, like, what is 6th gen, 7th gen, that are just making Pokemons out of fucking everything. Like lamps, chairs, garbage bins. And do use that and turn that into evil. Okay. New perspective. This would be different. This would be the condition, situation, I should say. New perspective. So let's say if you are suddenly turned into a person of the size of an ant, suddenly everything that was routine for you has suddenly become hostile and evil and endangering, so to speak. Circumstances. Circumstances is the point when something, let's see, something that's routinely not evil. So let's say a swimming pool, and suddenly the swimming pool is filled with acid, and now it is a huge danger. Okay, now I want to try to go beyond the I want to try to go beyond the surface. Doesn't mean that I will be able to, but I kind of want to do it. Kind of want to give it a try. I do have an hour and 25 minutes to come up with this, so plenty of time. Take something innocent, make it evil. New perspective, circumstance. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to launch. This is a quick application that follows an algorithm of coming up with new ideas, and this is an algorithm that's somewhat known around if you're in like analytics, business analyst field. This algorithm is a handy tool for coming up with new ideas without actually using too much brain power, so to speak. So anyways, okay, so we need, the only thing is you need to use this tool properly. So whether or not I'm going to do that is under, I might lose track of what the hell I'm talking about just because I'm thinking about this stuff. Anyways, okay, let's see. Innocence. So I don't know how to fucking spell because I'm an illiterate bitch. Innocent. Yes. Forgot This program does not have copy paste. Okay, so object event occasion. Well, occasion and event are kind of the same thing. So occasion person or yes, yeah, person. Person, animal. I have an object already. All right, object, event, occasion, person, animal, world, and let's see, something that can be innocent. What can be innocent? What can be classified as innocent? So okay. Well, for now, we got this stuff. So let's list some objects that are innocent. Teddy bear, obviously. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. I gotta change the key for this. Okay, teddy bear. I want to go beyond just regular household items. Teddy bear house. Policeman. Actually, no, it's not an object. Never mind. Light. Maybe. Yeah, keep in mind whatever I'm doing right now might as well, it might yield some results or it might be completely useless. It's really the matter of how I use this tool. So I don't know the outcome. But I have an hour and 20 minutes, or 21 minutes to do this. Light. Objects. Okay. Toys. Obviously, toys is like a teddy bear. So let's actually go more broad. Toys. Buildings. Light. Well, we can go ahead. Yes, light. I'm already getting some ideas. Imagine you playing as a vampire and suddenly light is your enemy. Fucking A. Look at that. The tool is working. The tool is actually working. Put in some horror orchestra music and yeah. You got yourself a an interesting idea. Okay, lights, toys, buildings. Alright, that's fine. Okay, event. Event, let's say celebration. Event. Let's see. How do I spell the word picnic? Because I can't spell for shit without at least making 2, 3, 12 mistakes. Okay, that's how you spell picnic. Whatever. That's not how you spell picnic. That is a brand name. Piece of shit. Fucking Google betraying me now. Betraying my inability to spell properly. Anyways, a celebration, picnic. Birthday. Okay, that's fine. That being said, event, occasion, kind of occasions do we have? Birthdays. Occasion. Occasion. You gotta stay somewhat broad. Celebration. Well, obviously, birthday would be a celebration, so. job. I'm probably using this tool improperly at this point, but I'm getting somewhere though. New job, picnic, birthday. Actually, come to think of it, I think oh yeah, this is not going to be edited, by the way, so there's going to be a lot of times when I'm just going to go full silent and not say anything. Okay. Lights. Birthday. Alright, well, you know what? I fucked myself in a corner. Change of strategy. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do this one more time, but I'm gonna take a different approach to it. Okay. So okay, so we need a we need a set of circumstances. Let's see. I have some time to think about it. That's why I allocated the time, so I should be good. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, let's try to compare two games. Now we can take an idea of a game that's currently already existing, and we can turn it into a horror game. So let's compare. Let's compare Minecraft and let's compare Minecraft. What other kind of fun, innocent game are there? What other kinds of fun, innocent games are there? And I'm gonna talk about Flash games. I don't need that. Good question. Good question. Let me actually. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna move this over here. Let me check some of my games that I have, because I'm pretty sure I have some lightweight games in my list. So, Batman, Arkham, Arma, fucking Borderlands, Company of Heroes, Counter-Strike. Yes, very vast array of very lightweight games. Okay, Outlast. Yes, absolutely fantastic. Star Wars, Stalker, Wolfenstein. Okay, maybe my Steam list is not very good. Okay. Well, actually, toys. What I had before kind of had an interesting point. Making something innocent and turning it into something evil. Now it could be a number of characters, and it is a horror game. So objects, characters. I actually don't need this tool at this point. It kind of did set me on a proper track, so to speak, with a couple of ideas. So first of all, that vampire slash bat. That cannot cross light. So light is our enemy. Number 2, we have a character or world setting that turns against you. So that effectively means we can have an entire world of fluffy, plushy toys and stuffed teddy bears, and they are out to kill you. Okay, so we are getting somewhere. And it's all over here: objects, characters, or situations. Now, what kind of situations can we have? Can we have a seemingly innocent situation, which would otherwise, or that's not associated with evil? Well, we could go with a main character dilemma. A main character dilemma. So a dilemma that is the character is presented with two choices. Neither of them are desired choices, but he has to take one of them. Now we need to present a dilemma that is hard, but it is not evil inherently. Or you know, if I want to actually like talk at fucking whatever it is in the morning. Yes. Let's see. Main character dilemma. What kind of dilemmas can we have? Dilemmas. Okay, it's equally unacceptable too. But we gotta place the character in the situation in that case. Okay. Let me actually do this in case. Main character. Whew. Okay, main character is situation that's not that is usually not associated as being evil. Situation. Leaving your kid in the supermarket. It's equally unacceptable to take him home because he is the incarnation of the Satan, and it is equally unacceptable to take him home or to leave him in the store because the police is going to get you for attempted child abandonment or neglect. Kind of an interesting idea, but the situation, it is like a somewhat interesting situation, but it is sort of well, it is a dilemma. It's not that it's evil in its nature. It's not that it's evil in its nature. It is a dilemma. Otherwise, it is a situation that the main character is in. So that's an interesting point to try out. Main character dilemma. What other dilemmas can we figure out? Amputation isn't evil. If you've seen that movie where a guy gets stuck under a rock in a cave or in a chasm, it's equally unacceptable for him to stay because he's gonna die of dehydration, and it's equally unacceptable for him to chop his arm off because it's his arm. So he's put into a dilemma, where he has to figure out if he what's more valuable to him, and neither of the choices are optimal, so to speak. But that is what it is. What else? Let's move out. Developers. Well, maybe I'm trying to think of this way too hard. Maybe I'm trying to think of this as way too much of a complicated point. Maybe I could go simpler. I could go, well, it was an idea that I had. So, child goes to the, I want to say child goes to the bathroom in the middle of the night, which inherently is not an evil act, it's not an evil thing, but the situation is evil, though, when he's being chased by a boogeyman. So it's not the act. It needs to scare people. So throw some cheap jump scares, just throw some ambiance via the music, throw some audio cues for the main character. You've got yourself a horror game, without a story. There's no place for a story, though. That's the thing. There's just no place for a story here. Okay, so let's go ahead and write down. Man is shrinked. Everything is dangerous. Whoops. Shrunk. Motherfuckers. Man is shrunk, everything is dangerous. I kind of do like this idea with the man not leaving his child in the supermarket. Oh man, it's kind of funny. Let me actually just write this down just for shits and giggles. Father can't leave child supermarket because it's illegal. Can't take him home. He's the Satan. Okay. All right. So we got that figured out. Here is another one. Oh, this is an idea that I actually had overnight. Considering that I stayed up until they actually announced the theme, so I could think about it overnight. You know, come up with some ideas. Okay. Little bunny. Bunny in the forest. Little bunny in the forest. Now, things like storms, lightnings, predators. Things like storms, lightnings, and predators. I should say like weather, lightning, predators are, well, they're not evil. Lightning and weather and predators are not evil. That's what they basically do, unless you give them a personification, unless you make them like anthropomorphic animals that they stand on two feet and talk like humans. Then I think then they're classified as evil. But if you leave them as animals, then there's not evil. They just follow the nature of the nature, so to speak. You know, survival of the fittest. A little bunny in the forest, weather, lightning, which is pretty much like the same thing. whether lightning predators are the main scares. Okay, so this is an interesting idea because it's pretty much exactly what it is. Weather lightning predators, they're not evil by default. But you know, put in the proper audio work and put in the proper game mechanic, and you got yourself a game. So let's say bunny must survive until winter. Bunny must survive until winter, at which point, or until first snowfall. And I'm going to put winter here. Now in terms of the game mechanic is bunny digs a hole to escape enemies. Yes. To escape enemies predators. Which means that there's a certain time that the player has to, let's say, bash the key in order to dig the hole really quickly. The quicker they're bashing the key, the quicker they're digging the hole. And while the enemy, or while the predators are running at it, you know, it creates that sense of urgency, sense of suspense, sense of dread, so to speak. So player bashes let's press a key to dig faster. Now an interesting point is that in Japanese films, the Japanese horror films, a lot of people work with, or most of their stuff is heavily tied to audio. So that being said, audio cues like owls, wolves, bears, are yes. Okay, so I'll just leave that as that. Audio cues like owls, wolves, and bears, you know. Otherwise, other predators. Owls, wolves, bears, other predators. Okay. Our spooks. Okay, all right. So we got an interesting idea going on here, and it's not a huge idea. It's not a huge game. So we can have a day-night cycle, which will indicate the passing of a level. We can have the hunger meter, which makes sure that the player does not just sit in the hole all the time. So that's good. And obviously this means that we're going to have to balance the gameplay properly. Balance it to make sure. Titty sprinkles. Did I close? I think I closed yes, I did. Okay. I accidentally closed the thingamadicks, the timer. Okay. Let's say I have an hour left. Timer. 01 0000. Yes. Okay. That should be fine. Okay. That should be fine. So we got one game. We got one game figured out. So that's fine. Okay, that being said, we've got this game figured out. Let's move on to the next idea. I don't want to stick to this one idea too often. Let's go ahead and try something with objects. So let's go and toys. Let's say this might be kind of obvious. I'm thinking maybe some people might already kind of figure this thing out if they say toys are not evil. But oh, this actually ties in very well with this thing. A child goes to the bathroom in the middle of the night, and we're gonna use this candle to light path. Uses disposable candles to light path. Child's toys are onto him. Are off to kill him. Now, why are the toys are off to kill him? So this is where I want to put a little bit of a story. Child receives a package. So this is like pretty much story making right now in a nutshell. A child receives a package, misplaced package, or an intended package. Child in a care of a godfather receives a package from his deceased father. Okay. So he receives a package from his deceased father marked with not ancient, marked with heavily dated stamp. So it was a timed package. Child in a care of a godfather receives a timed package. Now these are all details. I technically don't have to work on details now. I just need to make the main conflict. But this is a small game. I don't have time to make a huge conflict. So that's why I'm kind of like trying to throw myself into these different details. Child in care of a godfather receives a timed package from his deceased father, marked with heavily dated timestamp and old package wrapping. Package wrapping. Now, this is only a visual representation. So, from the perspective of the child, he doesn't know what that basically means. And this can be in a cutscene, so or like an intro cutscene. Child in the care of a godfather receives a timed package. Yes. We'll just take out timed. Received the package from his deceased father. Actually, no. Screw that. It could be his deceased father, but receives a misplaced package from his deceased father, marked with heavily dated timestamp and old package wrapping. Inside the package are several toys and a funky looking radio. Actually, maybe no toys. The toys are going to be involved, but what that's not what they're in for. So inside the package are the several. Is a funky looking radio. Funky looking old school radio. Now, so, I'm thinking ahead, maybe the stuff that I'm going to write down later on. The radio is, it's an idea that I had from a really old script that I wrote back in high school, where a couple of high school, obviously, I was in high school, so I thought, I would make my main characters as high schoolers, so, the high schoolers would relate to it, or at least find it somewhat relatable, even though it's, it's paranormal stuff. But what they did in that script is they found a schematic. One of the friends in a group of friends found a schematic, and he was a tinkler. He liked to make gadgets and solder devices together. I kind of modeled it after myself, because that's what I like doing. And since I'm a fan of science fiction, I would always incorporate science fiction into my stories. But anyways, that being said, he finds an interesting looking radio schematic that he builds together. Puts together. He builds it, and the schematic suddenly allows him, or the built radio suddenly allows him to hear the voices from beyond, or the voices from what I call the negative. And I've used that term so many times. The negative is basically the parallel to the living world, where it's basically all the soulless objects are still the same in the same place, but the world is populated by the spirits of the dead. If it's an old house, if somebody died with a violent death, the memories, what a ghost is. Ghost is a memory of. A ghost is not an actual living person. A ghost is just a memory of a person that had such a negative effect that the energy implanted itself into that specific time, into that specific place, and it repeats itself over and over again in a ghost form. Now, sometimes those memories are so strong that they bleed into the living world, and that's how you get, the ghost stories. But that's all a ghost is. It's like a tape that's looping over and over again with an old story. So with that with that story, I can't quite remember what was going on back in that script. I gotta find it and open it. But I think what they were doing with that device is they were trying to solve either a murder case or a death case of either their friend who died a long time ago, or somebody they didn't know, or somebody that happened to them at that point. And suddenly, the website that had the schematic went offline and they couldn't find it anymore. So that radio effectively became the only existing radio out there. Now, after as soon as they started tinkering around with the radio, trying to find ghosts and spirits and stuff like that, just for shits and giggles, or whatever the premise was, they ended up inviting an actual living spirit, or they're attracting a living spirit, because they're deprived of any communication, so any sort of feedback they get would be attractive to them. But that is the kind of and the spirits started haunting them, trying to get into one of their bodies, trying to possess them, trying to bleed into the world of the living. But that being said, that idea of that radio is kind of what I try to use here, just as a little Easter egg, so to speak. So the radio here is going to invite the spirits, and they will possess the plushy toys of the of the kids' toys, so to speak. And this is how a non-evil entity is going to become evil. So, child in the care of a godfather receives a misplaced package from his deceased father. Now, this is like a detail. So just put same last name. Not put same last name. Or label has a scratched. Fuck. La bleu label has a scratched last name of a last name that also ends with the boy's last name. Now these are details. Now this is just world building at this point, or lore building. Marked with heavily dated timestamp. No wrapping package. Inside the package is a funky looking old school radio. Okay, so that being said, there's now time to explain the premise of why the boy got a hold of the radio and put it in his room, and nobody saw it, nobody dealt with it, so it's fine. We're just gonna do this now. We need for the player, for the main character, to have a reason to leave the his bed, so to speak. Now, Way Home is a game that I'm currently working on. It's a 3D game. Let's see what I can borrow from Way Home. In Way Home, you have to run around the house and find ghosts and vanquish the ghosts, or purge the ghosts before they completely materialize and basically murder you. So the main point of that game is that you, as a main character, you are kind of more powerful than the ghosts, but you're only more powerful depending on your reaction speed and your speed of how fast you're running around the house and locating all the ghosts and stuff. So let's see. So if I need a reason for the player. I need a reason for the player or not the player. I need the reason for the boy to leave. Now, risk of destroying the house. There was another game, I think it was called Night Blights or something, where a little kid had to run around and feed the little night blights, or the little creatures, toys in order to protect his parents. So it was an interesting concept. But that being said, well, there is a sense of purpose there, so that's good. Other than that, what does a child need? Well, okay, we don't have to stick to just a child. What does anyone? Why would anyone need to get up urgently in the middle of the night? Running gas, burglary, some sounds coming in. Well, technically, if there's something making a sound, you have to get up in order to. You do have to get up in order to figure out what the sound is because it's not letting you sleep. So that being said, well, okay, hold on. We started with an idea of the child having to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. So obviously you can't sit in the bed and just, you know, hold it until morning. You kind of have to go to the bathroom. So it's a simple idea. It's a basic idea, but the player does need to do it. Or the child does need to do it. Nobody wants to sleep in a wet bed. And that being said, it is a good idea. If I'm gonna be doing that, maybe I should do it in 3D, but convert the 3D images into 2D, so that and pixelate it a bit so that I would get some sort of definitive style. Maybe go for like the images you saw in like Alone in the Dark or Silent Hill. Silent Hill 1. And he had that, you know, when you looked at something, it was like really pixelated. So, but it was three-dimensional. So, having that done, maybe we could figure this out. Okay, so I totally forgot what I was just saying, but I think it was important. Oh yeah, make it in the 3D project. Holy shit, I have like Alzheimer's or something. Holy crap. Made in 3D, or I should say visuals made in 3D, rendered in 2D. So made in 3D, rendered in 2D. Now this actually makes it really easy to make up assets, because this means that the whatchamacallit, this means that the I don't have to work on pixel art. The pixel art is going to be simulated. It's not like true pixel art. It's going to have a different feel to it. But from what I have in my head from my previous experiences of doing this kind of stuff, it's not going to, I don't think it's going to look too bad. But anyways, so made in 3D, rendered in 2D. Good. Okay. So child goes to the bathroom in the middle of the night. Okay, so it's gonna open. Oopsie. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. Game opens with child receiving a package from, or a package with child in care of godfather receiving a package, receiving a misplaced package. Oh God, misplaced package from his deceased father. Now this is just a note for me, just for story-wise. We're not gonna actually give a clear hint to the players that this is his father. Although, you know, if somebody who played the game will watch these videos, they will figure out, you know, that's what the lore is. There's not much secret to it, but I figured, screw it. Next time if I'm making a game, anything story related, I'll cut out, and anything that's production related, I'll just leave there. Anyways, misplaced package from his deceased father. Label has a scratched out portion of his last name that also ends with the boy's last name. Okay. And boy's last name can be seen on, boy's last name can be seen on the wall. Wall painting. Sort of like a painting. It's gonna have like his initials maybe? Franklin. Just a name that came to my head for some reason. Franklin. Franklin. So boy's last name can be seen on the wall. I should say, yeah, like on the wall. Or I should say boy's last name can be seen. These are details that are not important, but I'm so fixated on them. Fuck it. Okay, we'll come up with this later on. Those are the polishing details, I guess. Mark with a heavily dated timestamp and old package wrapping. Inside the package is a funky looking old school radio. Now, player will not be allowed to leave the package view. Player will not be allowed to leave the package view until he presses some of the buttons. Now, some of the so this will make sure that the player tinkers around with the radio, and that means that the player will have to accidentally turn the radio on. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Now, this means that the player will activate the radio. Will activate the radio. Some press a number of times. Okay. Okay, so this is the this would be our introduction, or the very first cutscene of the game. And I don't think I can go anywhere beyond this, because then this project is going to become something that I cannot complete in 72 hours. Okay, all right. So now what we want to do is player will not be allowed to leave the package view until he presses some of the buttons. Okay, I think it's fairly certain that at this point, this is my idea, because it's science fiction, it's horror, it's everything I love about the genre. So yes, that's pretty good. I got my idea now. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue developing this idea. Okay, so how much time do I have? 35 minutes, 48 seconds. I might actually give myself an extra hour for this, just because. Okay. Okay. So let's see. All right. So this is our exposition. Game opens with a child, main character, in the care of a godfather. This is not in a care of a godfather. This is not important. child, main character, receiving a misplaced package from his deceased father. Label has a scratched out portion of last name and also ends with the boy's last name. Now, scratched out last name. The boy's initials. Okay. Marked with a heavily dated timestamp and old package wrapping. Inside the package is a funky looking old radio. Player will not be allowed to leave the package until he presses some of the buttons a number of times, thus activating the radio. Okay. Possible jump scare. Possible jump scare when he like turns the radio on. Okay, all right, that's fine. So the thing is, before the player can actually interact with the radio, we need to teach the player how to interact with an object. That's the thing that I actually missed out on the way home. This is the importance of playtesters, by the way. I have seen a YouTuber, a foreign YouTuber, play my demo of my game. He's a starting YouTuber, so you know he's basically trying all these different things out, and he played my game. And this is the importance of playtesters, because by looking at how he played my game, I realized I have failed to explain how to open doors. And the fact that I failed to explain how to open doors led to his imminent death within the game. Because there were certain areas that he had to be in order to deal with the ghosts in the Way Home game, or at least in the demo of the game. And the fact that he wasn't there obviously just meant that he was, of course, going to die. So it was a mistake on my part, or it's a lack of experience, really. The fact that I did not explain the game mechanic properly. So now we're gonna have to explain the mechanic of grabbing stuff and using stuff. So player will not be allowed to leave the package. Okay, so player is introduced to the interaction mechanic by using the mouse on the door to leave. Okay, so this works by using the mouse on the door to leave. Now, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. First of all, let's actually no, the opening can stay there. I just want to organize this stuff a little bit better than what it is right now. So this is WASD, or I say A and D. Use A and D keys to move. Use mouse to interact with objects. Okay, so mouse has an icon of a hand. When objects are usable, hand changes to a grip or to a fist, indicating that an object can be moved. Or actually, mouse has an icon, has a custom icon. I believe this is how the older point-and-click games actually got away with it, or the mechanic that they used to indicate that something is interactable. So when objects are usable, cursor changes to a hand. Cursor changes to a hand. Okay. So the first time player introduced interaction. Yeah, so the first time the player is introduced to the interaction mechanic is by using the mouse on the door to leave the room. Okay, so that works fine. By using the mouse on the door to leave the room. So this teaches the player that you can interact with the objects. Now, A and D keys are kind of self-explanatory. I mean, anytime I put my hand on the keyboard, I automatically put, like, you know, you're a gamer when you put a hand on the keyboard, your hand automatically goes to the space shift WASD form. So that's kind of a straightforward thing, because I don't want to switch to text. I really don't want to switch to text to tell the people how to interact with items, because it's basically just going to void the whole, you know, teaching them via the visual. I want to try to leave as much text as possible. Use A and D keys to move. Use mouse to interact with objects. Mouse has a custom icon. When objects are usable, cursors change. The cursor changes to a hand icon. Players introduced to the interaction mechanic. Yes. Visuals made in 3D. Okay, now here's what I want to do. I want to add some replayability, and I don't know if I can swing it, but let's see if I can. Visuals made in 3D, rendered in 2D. Procedurally generated levels. Now this doesn't really make much of a sense when you think about the fact that the game takes place in a home. So why would you have your home suddenly? Why would you have your home suddenly, you know, change or shift in the layout, so to speak? So we can go ahead and have do I have enough time to actually provide an explanation for that, or should it just be a game mechanic? It's kind of a thing that I always try to rationalize stuff. I always try to explain why stuff happens, you know. It's the pain of, or it's the burden of writing in science fiction. You actually have to make science for it, or you base it on the science or pre-existing science. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and skip that. No need to explain why the levels procedurally generate. Now, that being said, we now have our thing. Excuse me. Let's go ahead and create our assets. Let me see if I have explained. Oh, shit, I am not done with the explanation of the mechanic. Okay. Enemies. How do enemies function? So, on the first night, or when the night hits, the first actual gameplay after the exposition, this is the point. This is why does the player have to get up? So, gameplay. Here we go. A noise wakes player up every time. Every time. What is the goal of the game? I totally Totally forgot to write that down. A noise wakes the player up. He needs to have a reason to get up. Boy. Tiresome work. It's only morning. Let's see. Let's take a look at this. I say that a lot. Let's take a look at this. Good golly. How much time do I have? Timer. 24 minutes. I actually gotta add an hour to it. So 0, 1, 24. Here we go. Yeah, that should give me enough time. I had that one extra time for breaks, so no more piss breaks. Gonna, you know, stick through the whole thing. All right. Hey, somebody took my idea for that game on Twitter. Cool. All right. No distractions. No distractions. And I say that as I'm sitting here watching this guy's playthrough. Okay, no more Twitter. No more Twitter. Go back to thinking this stuff. Go back to, get back to work. So. Okay, so a noise wakes player up. I can't help but think that if I'm actually going to leave the child to go to the bathroom in the morning just for the sake of going to the bathroom, it's going to, you know, there's going to be people who just ridicule that idea. Why does he go to the bathroom every night? But at the same time, stop overthinking it. God damn it, I do not have the resources or the time in order to do that. Ah, boy. Okay, so instead of... So disposable candles, that's a good idea. Now, child must... Child must locate the goal of the game. There has to be a goal to the game. Okay, I got it. Got it. Okay. Procedurally generated levels with interactive furniture. Now, no, not that one. Child must locate all parts of the radio to turn it off. Okay. So here's what's here's the idea, or here's the setting. So possible jump scare. The radio starts playing. When player leaves the radio close up view, the radio is sitting on the ground. So the boy put the radio on the ground after he, you know, dicked around with it. And this This takes place during evening. So let's see. So this dawn, whoops, interior. Game opens. Game opens with a child, main character, receiving a misplaced package, so that's fine. When the player leaves the radio, close-up view, the radio is sitting on the ground. So it is sitting on the ground. I'm going to need to make some sort of a focal point to it. Sitting on the ground. Since it's dusk, player or boy goes to sleep. Boy goes to sleep. When the first level starts, when the first level starts, the radio is gone. The radio is gone. A single piece is laying on the ground. So the player's going to pick up the piece. Will pick up that piece. So the goal of the game is to put the radio back together to turn it off. Back together to turn it off. Now, somewhere during the game, player will find, if the player has to walk around the house and looking in, drawers, cabinets, and stuff like that, is gonna have to look around the house to find the pieces of the radio. The goal of the game is to find all the pieces of the radio, to put the radio back together, to turn it off. Now, to turn it off, let's see. To turn it off, player will have to find player will have to find a note or a letter with instructions. Now, the letter with instructions is going to be spawned somewhere in the house in one of the drawers. Now, that being said, every level starts. And the level doesn't end until the player finds at least one piece. Well, finds one piece of the fucking A. Funny thing is, we have a grandfather clock sitting in our living room. I might actually, and it has that ding to it. It's not like a Five Nights at Freddy's ding, but it has an old school bell ding to it. So I might actually record that and use that for some sort of an indication here. Goal of the game is to find all the pieces of the radio, to put the radio back together, to turn it off. To turn it off, player will have to find a letter with instructions. With randomly generated instructions. Okay, so that's gonna add some replayability to it, so that if you played it once, the instructions wouldn't do the whole thing again. Anyways, use A and D keys to move. Use mouse to interact with objects. Mouse has a custom icon, so that's fine. Let's see. Okay, so we're getting stuff done. We're a good ways out here. Okay, so what the hell was that? Unlike okay, game ideas. 2016. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna save this file. How do I save? Unless it automatically saves the stuff. Save, comment, share, editing, viewing. I think it might actually. All changes saved in Drive. Good. Okay, so that's fine. So let me actually go back. Saving. Okay, so it automatically saves the stuff. Good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this as a copy. Chosen game. Chosen or meatlyJam 2016. Chosen game. I'm going to come up with a game name afterwards. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save this. I can close this, so I can now delete all of this stuff. No, thank you. I don't need voice typing. Here we go. Okay. So that being said, child goes into the child is woken up by a sound at night. At night. Well, this is not a relevant point at this point in time. Let's see, child toes are out to kill him. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly revise this. Child receives a piece of old tech that turned his toys into killer possessions, whatever. That turned his toy into murderous possessions. Child must find all components of the radio to turn it off. A child must find all the components of the radio to turn it off. Child's toys are out to kill him. Okay. So that's fine. This is all just arbitrary stuff. Okay. Just turn that off. Okay. This is the exposition. Done. Interior. I say a lot. I'm sorry. It's old habit. So goal of the game is to find all the pieces of the radio, put them back together to turn it off. To turn it off, the player will have to find a letter with randomly generated instructions. Use A and D keys to move. Use the mouse to interact with objects. Mouse has a custom icon. Blah blah blah. That stuff's done. Players introduced to the interaction mechanic by using the mouse on the door to leave a room. to mechanic by using the mouse on the cabinet to open the cabinet and take a candle, and on the door to leave the room. That's fine. So this is how we introduce the player to the mechanic. Now that being said, position the mouse on top of the cabinet, when game starts, to show the icon. Okay. Mouse cursor is located below the lighting object or lighting surface. And this is programming specific or gameplay specific. Mouse cursor is located. Okay, so visuals made in 3D, rendered in 2D, procedurally generated levels with interactive furniture. That being said, I need to mark what kind of interactive furniture we have. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch to this. So cabinet, or nightstand, I should say. Drawers, not throws, drawers. Liquor cabinets, or I should just say cabinets. Nightstands, drawers, cabinets. What else? I want to have some more stuff. What other items? Well, let me check what kind of types of cabinets. Images. Google Images. Oh, jeez. There's not a lot. Okay. That's fine. That is fine. Nightstands, drawers, cabinets. Types of furniture. That's what I gotta look up. Types of furniture. When in doubt, Google. Google is your friend. Types of storage furniture. Oh, somebody's been looking this stuff up. Okay, alright. So, since we're going for the same style of furniture, we're gonna have to look into this. Okay, so double stand cabinets, single stand cabinets, drawers, cabinets. All right. Nightstands, drawers, stands, cabinets. It's pretty much the only thing that I can pull off in the side scroller in order to have that stuff done. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, now that being said, nightstands, drawers, double stand cabinets, single stand cabinets. All right. So these are the objects I'm gonna have to model. Procedural generated interactive furniture. I'm Also gonna have to have non-interactive items like windows, and that's it. Just windows. God damn it! Hold on. Let me look up old houses. Old houses interior. I might actually move this stuff over here. All right, so let's look at the stuff that's in these old houses. We got windows. We've got chairs. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Little cabinets, tall cabinets. That's what I need. Single level cabinets, double level cabinets. Yeah, I need to like copy this image because this is a part of what you usually do for game design. You collect what is basically known as your research, your concept art research, and you use this to design your game, or to use this as a reference from your for your design. Okay, so nightstands, drawers, windows, chairs, chairs. I want to put sofas, but how many sofas can you really have? Let's continue looking at this stuff. What else do we have here? Chimneys. I want to make sure there's not too much stuff. Ooh, maybe I can have chimneys. Oh, not chimneys. Fireplace. Although, you know, some people might say, how many fireplaces does this place have? Blah. I know Markiplier would totally say that. What else? What else do we have there? Can't put beds. Tables, stands, non-interactive stands, or I should say like I think I saw it somewhere. Oh well. Maybe. Now, I also need interactive furniture. I need doors. Obviously, doors will allow to go from one area to another. And procedurally, so this is about the procedurally generated levels. Doors. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to go ahead and say windows, chairs, wallpapers. I need several different types of wallpapers, maybe even something customizable too. That would certainly be of great use. Windows, chairs, wallpapers. Yeah, okay, so that's fine. That is all fine. This brings me up to a pretty solid ground on the procedurally generated levels. So that should be fine. Windows, chairs, wallpapers. That is okay. Okay. Oh look, Fallout. Ooh. Some horror stuff going on. Oh, let's take a look at this. What do we have here? Lamps. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. Lamps are not going to be interactable. Lamps. as in ceiling lamps, and I'd say mirrors. Yes. Oh, I'm gonna have so much fun with mirrors. Possible jump scares with mirrors. That's kind of cool. There is really not that much furniture you can find in holy cow. Okay, that is a huge thing. Okay, what I want to do, wrap text. I want to do the same thing here. Wrap the text. Oh no, that's not what I want to do. Like broke my entire thing. Break text. Okay, that's fine. I'll just leave it as it is. Okay, so this is just concept art research. I'm kind of multitasking here. See, there are sofas like that. It's kind of interesting. Some of these items, well, actually, some of these items don't even have to be three-dimensional. Unless, well, I don't think they're going to be too keen on people using photographs, pixelated photographs, to make the game assets. Not too sure on that. But if it is a 2D game, using photographs would make it easier. But the problem is, I don't know how the game jam takes to using photographs. Even if you edit them a bit, I don't think they want to use or have people use the. Boy. Damn, this is tiring, really tiring. But anyways, this is work. Trying to figure this out. Most certainly want to have textures, but some of these objects are a little too complex. Okay, we can figure this out. Okay, you know what? That should be fine. I'm actually gonna be modeling this stuff because I do want to have some randomization to this whole set of shenanigans. Now, okay. That being said, let's go to the gameplay. Player must locate all pieces of the radio in the interactive cabinets. Player must locate all the pieces of the radio in the interactive cabinets. Gameplay. Randomly spawning toy enemies will cue their arrival with a sound. Arrival with a sound. The arrival sound will vary by length. Random. Okay. The sound may be a spook or an actual attack. Now, Player must run away from the enemy. Player can shake the enemy off by running away and locking the door and closing the door on them. Now, what happens when the player's at the very end of the game? Ooh, okay. Player can hide in closets. Okay, so spawning enemies. I don't want to have a single way of spawning enemies. Enemies will spawn with either a sound cue random length sound cue, knocking open the door, kicking open the door, spawning when player changes the candle, and well, for now that's it. Okay, so that's fine. Enemy gameplay. Or enemy mechanic. Player can hide in closets. If they player can hide in closets if they didn't close the door. Okay. So that's fine. Closets if they didn't close the door. The arrival. Okay, and spawning the player candle. Opening the door. Opening the door. Looking in on the toy. Sitting in the middle. Sitting by the entrance. Okay, also hanging on the ceiling. Waiting for the player to walk under them to drop on the player, or to walk under them. That should be fine. Okay, so we got enough ways of keeping the player cautious, so that's fine. Okay, so I can go ahead and edit this out. Sound. Enemies will spawn with either a random length, sound cue. Length. Kicking open the door, spawning. The player changes the candle, opening the door by walking in on the toy sitting in the entrance, hanging off the ceiling, waiting for the player to walk under them. Okay. Okay. Now the sound may be a spook or an actual attack. Or hanging off the ceiling, waiting for the player to walk under them. If player sees it, player will have to move away until no longer visible. The toy will despawn. Obviously, it's going to be like a teddy bear or something. This not a not like a highly animated toy, so to speak. It's not going to have any humanoid movement to avoid actually making it look anthropomorphic. The sound may be a spook or an actual attack. Player can shake the enemy off by running away and closing the door on them. Oh man, I'm gonna have so much fun with the sounds. Even if I don't make it in time, I'm still gonna make this game. Just for shits and giggles. But, you know, not to be pessimistic on anything. Okay, player can hide in closets if they didn't close the door. So, end of a room will have to have a mandatory closet in the end of them, just to allow the player to get away. But we don't want to be too forgiving though. So sound may be a spook of an actual player. Spook of an actual player. Player can shake the enemy off by running away. Close the door. Player can hide in the closets if they don't close the door. And the enemy is not seeing them enter the closet. There was this really old, not like a really old, it was an indie game that Markiplier played that had that kind of same, that had the same thing in it, but it was an RPG Maker game. Fucking what was Aoni, I think. Aoni. Horror game, and it had that same mechanic where the players. Oh, there we go. Holy fuck, this is. Yeah, here we go. So, this is the Aoni game, and it had a thing where if the player ran into a closet, he could hide in the closet to get away from this fucking monster. But it had a mechanic where if you walked into a closet while the monster was already in the room with you, it would kill you. So let's go ahead and incorporate the same thing. Closet. Now I wanna actually player can hide in closets if they didn't close the door and the enemy is not seeing them enter the closet. Now I forget, is the player and the I want to make the enemy move just a little bit faster than the player, just a little bit. Player can shake the enemy off by running away and closing the door on them. Player can hide in closets if they didn't close the door, or just do that. Yeah. Closets if the enemy is not seeing them enter the closet. The closet switches to first person. First person view. The plushie will run the sound of the toy. I want to switch, hold on, I want to switch I want to switch every word of toy into a plushie. I don't know why. Plushie. No, oh, no more. Okay. The sound of the plushie running left and right. Pan the audio. Randomly, the plushie may randomly try to peek into the closet. Non-fatal. Player may exit the closet. Shut up. Player may exit the closet only when they are sure that yeah, hold on. After a random amount of time, because I do want to make this game randomized. After a random amount of time, the noises will stop and player may exit the closet. Exit the closet. Player must listen. That's one thing. I am an audio guy. I've been writing music and playing around with sounds for the past 9 years, so that is something that I want to do. Okay, player must listen. Good. Okay. So that being said, that's our enemy mechanic. Actually, we just finished the enemy mechanic. Player must locate all pieces of the radio in the interactive cabinets. Enemies will spawn with either a sound cue, random length, kicking open the door, spawning when the player changes the candle, opening the door and walking in on the plushie sitting in the center, hanging off the ceiling, waiting for the player to walk under them. If the player sees the player will have to move away until no longer visible, plushie will despawn. The sound may be a spook or an actual attack. A player can shake the enemy off by running away in the and closing the door on them. Player can hide in closets. Okay, player can shake the enemy off by running away. And keeping the plushie off the screen for a certain amount of time. Closing the doors on them slows them down. Now you have to close the door with a mouse, so it's going to be a tricky thing. Closing the doors on them slows them down. Now that brings up the question of whether the plushie should be a little bit faster than the player, because slows them down. Plushie will burst the door, or will kick the door open when plushie will kick the door open when plushie will kick the door open after a random amount of kicks. Amount of kicks. Okay. Alrighty, so let me actually go ahead and highlight every time I say the word random, because that is going to be importante. Super importante. Random length. Randomly try to peek into the closet through the crevice. And punch in random. Okay. With the randomly generated instructions. Any more? All right. So the randomization is going to help us to add some replayability value to the game. Peek into a closet through the crevice. After a random amount of time, the noise will stop and player may exit the closet. Player must listen. Good. Okay, so now assets. What assets can the player utilize? Candles. Let's see. Pretty much just candles found in interactive. Found in the interactive cabinets. Now this means I'm going to have to make quite a large world, which is why I'm trying to opt in for a randomly generated or procedurally generated world, because then I don't have to worry about things like manually making them. Just make a piece of code that generates them for you. Oh boy, stretching. Candles. Assets. Candles. Pieces of the radio. Okay. And instructions. Now, if I get some time, letters of lore. If I get extra time. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in italic. Okay. Other than this, player only has one life. Should he have? Yes, only one life. That being said, although, I could have the game save the progress, at least just the progress. You know? And that being said, if I have people, definitely could. I could put the level, which level the player's left on into a DS map, and save the DS map as a string, and save the string into an ini file, because the DS map has a specific way it encrypts the string to understand what it is. So not every player is going to be able, I don't want to just save, the player's stuck on level 1, and have it save number 1 into a variable, into a file, because people can go, oh look, I'm going to change this to 3, and suddenly I can I play on level number 3. So I figured, for an average player who doesn't know their way around the code of how DS maps are saved, I will save it to a DS map, save the DS map to a string, because it encrypts the way the string is written for the DS map to be able to pick it or to read it back and recreate the DS map if you'll do like a loading system. So not everybody's going to be able to cheat their way into the game. So that's fine. It's not a foolproof system, but it is gonna it's gonna go ahead and shake off most of the people, or most of the cheaters. So at least a little system. It's very basic. But anyways, here we go. I think we have now figured out our entire thing. So I need here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and take this and I'm gonna cut this out. So that's fine. Mechanic. So this is being saved. Let me go ahead and write down the content to be created. So this right here is visual content. Let me actually see if I can add. Whoopsie. Hold on. What I want to do is I want to add a table like this. Cut this out. Put this in here. Put this in here, and I want to just no, get the motherfucker. That and that. Here we go. Motherfucker. Oh, god damn it. Okay, can I, like, please just... Fuck. Here we go. So take that. Delete this. That. Thank you. Is that so hard? Here we go. So that just allows me to do that. Have that dealt with. So procedurally generated interactive furniture. So these are all the assets that I have to make. Let me do this. Here we go. Just put this in a new thing. Okay. I thought this said Netherlands for a second. Nightstands, drawers. I gotta put all the assets that I have to design for this. Double level cabinets, single level cabinets, fireplace, door. This is the point where I have to come up with this stuff. Enemies. Okay. So teddy bear, obviously. Can't have a horror game without a cliche teddy bear. Teddy bear. Just shove the entire cast of Five Nights at Freddy's into this. Let's see. Teddy bear. Kind of want to have more than one type. Hold on. If I'm gonna put in plushies in Google, what is it going to bring up? Not pushies, plushies. Oh god. Plushies. Okay. Of course. Kirby's, Pokemon's, Hello Kitty. Oh Jesus. Of course it would be this stuff. Why wouldn't it be this stuff? Okay, plushie animals. Let's go deviate from the Asian themes. We've got plush animals. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. So we've got a bear, we've got a tiger, a lion, a monkey. Okay, all right, these are fairly standard. Teddy bear, fox, a bear, fox, a chicken, a rabbit. Kind of want to put a rabbit. I want to put a rabbit in there. Fox, rabbit, and bear, fox, and rabbit, maybe. As long as I don't just recreate the entire cast of. Let's see. This might not be as an energetic. Oh my lord! Holy, look at this! Oh my god! This is the stuff of nightmares. Holy shit! I don't want to make too complex of characters. I don't want to make the characters too complex. Too complex of a character set. Okay. I think that should be fine. Bear, fox, and a rabbit. That should be just fine. So this is my cast. What else? I need to model the inside of a closet. Model the inside of a closet, so that should be fine. What else? Let's go ahead and write side doors and wall doors. Now, wall doors will allow the player to move up and down the levels, obviously. So that's fine. Windows, chairs. I want to fill up the world with more variety items, though. The thing is, the way I have the game planned out, I can either try to do two-dimensional sprites in a three-dimensionally edited world, which is what I think I'm gonna do. I'm gonna test out the different ways. It's not like it's like only toggling a certain piece of like toggling a function in Maya in order to toggle between like 3D and isometric or perspective mode. Mirrors, possible jump scares. Random jump scares. Put that in red. Jump scares. Okay. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Well, how much time do I have? Timer. 26 minutes. All right. 26 minutes to complete this. This is just the completion of the visuals. Might actually have to cut down on some sleep time. That and just make sure I'm not too lazy. Get up in the morning. Okay. Nightstands, drawers, double level cabinets, single level cabinets, fireplace, fireplaces. Yeah, it should be fine. Side doors, wall doors. Closets. That's the thing. The closets. What else? What else? Garbage bins? Maybe, perhaps? Maybe. Fireplace, closets. Okay, let me open up Google Images and look up old houses once more. Inside the old houses, please. What kind of furniture do we have in these old decrepit houses? Right. Fucking tries. There's another one right there. What's with the fucking tricycle themes, people? Well, obviously, I know one, but you know. Not seeing much. At least not much. Besides the stuff I've already found. I guess at this point it's just the variety of stuff. Oh, yes. I know exactly what I need to do. I need, here we go, meatlyJam. Okay, so wallpapers. Since I'm gonna at least randomize the style a bit. Wallpaper. Paintings. Oh, paintings is what I need. I'm gonna have to look up some Renaissance age paintings. Just make sure that stuff is not copyrighted by anybody. Okay, so paintings are fine. Okay. All right. I'm actually fairly certain that we are done here. Windows. Let's put Windows with oh, I know another thing. Windows with or without drapes, or drapes open or closed. Random drapes open or closed. Open are rare. Okay. Now, this also means with random drapes, open or closed, open are rare. This also means random assets. Okay. Oh, I have the assets here. Okay. I'm gonna put this in the enemies mechanic. Randomly, if the weather is bad, maybe we should toggle the weather. No, never mind. Randomly, rare occasions. Random bad weather. Rare. Or extremely rare. Really bad weather. Lightning. Okay, I don't want to write everything in red. Random bad weather. The lightning will either illuminate. What did I write wrong? ILLUMINATE. Oh, luminate. With either illuminate. Okay, bad. Random bad weather, extremely rare. Bad stormy weather, extremely rare. The lightning will illuminate a plushie outside the window, or the lightning will illuminate the entire room. Rarely a plushie may appear, may spawn in the room as the lightning strikes and lights up the room. The plushie may spawn either in the room as the lightning strikes and lights up the entire room, or outside the window looking at player. Now, if player approaches the window, just to teach him a lesson that there's no such thing as safety with these plushies. If player approaches the window, plushie will break the window and kill player. Okay, and this is going to be on really extremely rare occasions, just to add some replayability for the game and make the game really hard. Kind of cool. Anyways, so that's done. That is done. Let's see, we have assets. Candles found in interactive cabinets, pieces of the radio that needs to be found. Instructions, letters of the lore, if time permits. Alrighty, let's go back to our content. We've got 17 minutes to finish this up. I don't think I can allocate any more time for this. I'll probably be adding some stuff as I'm making the stuff if something comes to mind. So content, procedurally generated levels, interactive furniture, nightstands, drawers, double level cabinets, single level cabinets, fireplaces, closets, side doors, wall doors, okay, chairs, rugs, just in case, rugs, wallpapers, all wallpaper patterns, paintings, ceiling lamps, yes, mirrors. I'm gonna actually put this also in here. Rare random shows when player walks by a mirror, a plushie reflection may follow. And this is going to be non-fatal. This is what I want to kill the player at that point. I'm pretty sure there are some mechanic holes, maybe some plot holes. Well, not, yeah, obviously plot holes, but some mechanic holes in here, which I'm pretty sure will surface only after I release the game because I don't have a testing crew. Okay, so I think we have pretty much enough customization for the game to have some sort of replay value, and obviously it is going to be a hard game to play, so that it can be looked at as a challenge. But there's so many games out there that try to be challenge games, really hard games, but what they do is they don't deliver, or they don't present the challenge in a way that makes it fun to replay. Like Five Nights at Freddy's had a brilliant way of giving the player the mechanics, the proper tools of survival, or the proper mechanics of survival, and making the gameplay engaging in a way that you would see it as an actual challenge, and you would know that it is possible to pass this game. Anyways, windows with random drapes, open or closed. That should be fine. Okay, I think I am actually done. I think I'm actually done. Each game will start with the day-night presentation, so to speak. Okay, all right. I just had to look at the OBS to make sure the actual microphone is being recorded. God, I hope OBS has not fucked up my mic quality, but I think that was actually related to the driver of my audio card. But anyways, I got 13 minutes. 13 minutes. After that, I'll take a short break, probably grab something to eat, grab some tea, and return back with episode 2 while this episode is being uploaded. This is the closest thing that I can come by to live streaming, is just uploading the stuff as soon as I finish it. Otherwise, I can't really stream. I'm in the basement. There's an entire floor between me and the router, and our internet connection is unlimited bandwidth, but it's not a very fast connection to live stream stuff. So, you know, it sucks. But anyways, so I think out of the assets, so I also got to design the main player. The booty. Main player. And I gotta design the candle, candle light, and candle interface. Content list. Design content list. Candle interface. Okay, all right. Okay. I should also probably design the interface or inventory slot, just to make sure that that is dealt with. What else? Bear, fox, rabbit inside of a closet. Oh, yes, I need to design the background. The background, yes. That should be fine. Background. Windows with random drapes. Open and closed. Open our rear. Chairs, rugs, wallpapers, wallpaper patterns, paintings. Okay. I am fairly certain that I'm actually done. I believe so. I hope so. Alrighty. So that being said, ooh, I kind of have an idea for a shader that I might want to use on the floor, but that's not to come until like a little bit later. Okay, anyways, I got my idea. I'm gonna go ahead and take a break. I'm gonna set this to start uploading, and I will see you guys on the design stage. I think this design stage is next step. Idea, visual static, yeah. I can actually shove audio, and here we go. All right. If anything pops up, I think I will go ahead and yeah, if anything pops up, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and add it afterwards. Anyways, I am literally about 9 minutes 45 seconds out, so Got 9 minutes to take a quick break, and I will be back. Stay in touch. God, I hope OBS did not fuck up my audio.